Hello. I can hear the worried whispers of my adult children to their mother. Dad's sick. Dad's never sick, says one. Never ever, replied the other. I hear my wife's slightly irritated reply, oh, he's been sick before, trust me on that. As usual, my wife is right. Right. Knowing from my many years in the corporate world that we men were renowned for dragging our wheezing, contaminated and contagious bodies out of bed and to work, regardless. Once we were there, we would all participate in spreading whatever contagion we had to our fellow workers, almost hoping they would contract the same cold or whatever, just to see if they would have the dedication and guts to still show up for work. Of course, what my kids saw was me sleeping in my first day off, otherwise known as recovery, and were told, let your father rest. He's very tired from work. Hence, the indestructible hero father myth carries on generation to generation. It's true, my wife and I have totally different responses to getting sick. For my bride, first hint of a sneeze or cough, it's out with the home analysis and remedy references, while simultaneously making the earliest opportunity appointment with the preferred local medical provider. I prefer curling up in a tight ball on the recliner in front of the TV. For the 1, 2, 3 days it takes to get through whatever it is. Don't touch me, don't talk to me, and please don't give me any advice on what I've got or how to make it better. My wife is pretty sure I've had rabies several times, given my biting, snapping reaction to her efforts to jam zinc or some other witch doctor remedy down my nose or throat. So now I'm retired, and I can let an illness stop me in my tracks, no matter if it's a holiday, which it is, or if kids are visiting, which they are, or if I should be smoking ribs and deep frying turkeys, which I should. I'm sick, damn it, so leave me alone and let me remain in a fetal position while enduring the alternating sweating, shivering cycle with what little dignity I have left. Thank you all very much. Unexpectedly, my youngest daughter cries out, Daddy, come quick. There's something wrong. The frightened tone in her voice awakens the caveman instincts buried deep in modern man, such that all aches, pains, and sickness can be swept aside in the face of adversity. I leap from the recliner and get to the front of the house to see what the problem is. What is it, sweetie? As I say this, I see the problem. An apparently aimless mob of people coming down the street, lurching and stumbling in our direction. They're about 800 yards away and attacking our hapless neighbors that are out in the front yards. In fact, we see some being dragged from their houses or vehicles and attacked in full view as the tide of the mob slowly but irresistibly moves in our direction. What is it? My daughter asks worriedly. I recognize immediately and sub it up. Zombies. They're finally here. It's time for action. I direct my kids to bring up the ammo boxes while my wife and I fetch the proper weapons from the safe. I load my mountain rifle with a full clip of .27 caliber ammo as the front edge of the zombie mob moves well within range. I begin firing, attempting to make the most of my ammo by aligning 2 or more zombies before shooting. 2 heads are better than 1. Despite our efforts, the distance to the zombies steadily closes and I have to switch to my Colt AR-15 while my wife uses her .30-30 saddle rifle. This buys us more time, but it's clear that we won't be able to hold them off. Where could they all be coming from, I ask aloud. My oldest daughter answers while reloading clips. Looks like the San Marcos outlet malls. Must have been something that keep the shoppers. Oh, some of those outfits are really cute. Right. Suddenly my wife says, all that time watching The Walking Dead helped you know what to do. Yes, I reply, I did that for us. As well as The Talking Dead, after each episode, she casually inquires, yeah, I again reply. And the rerun, she persists, yes, and now I'm getting testy. And the George Romero box set you watch while cleaning your guns? Yes, all for us, and George Romero is a freaking genius. It's clear we're not holding back the zombie mob for much longer. We'll have to make a run for it. I turn to my wife and propose a plan. She'll take the kids in my Chevy crew cab 4x4 while I create a diversion away from the outlet mall road. No, she protests, that's too dangerous and we're not going to leave you here. You're not leaving me. I can draw them away from the driveway for you all to have time to accelerate and drive through the rest. I'll double back around the block, pick me up at Great Oaks and Stagecoach Drive. I lean over to embrace her with a terribly romantic and heroic kiss before we split. Her hand pushes against my nose and lips. Don't try to kiss me, mister. You're sick. We execute the plan. I keep the 12-gauge autoloader and 357 Magnum while my wife and kids take the weapons we still have ammo for, including all the 9mm pistols. I burst out of the front door, shouting and waving to draw attention away from my family who are making a run from the truck. Quickly, my wife is away in the truck and in full four-wheel drive, while I'm running down the road in the opposite direction, drawing the bulk of the zombies with me. Looking back, I admire how smooth the big Chevy appears to ride up and over the zombies. I mean, the Ford F-150 is a great truck, but you just can't beat the ride of a Chevy over a pile of corpses. Smooth, man. I'm back to business as I open up with the shotgun to those zombies getting too close while running for the rendezvous. Soon I'm forced to toss the big gun, out of ammo. Still, I'm happy to lose the extra weight as my leg begins to fatigue from the long run and my breathing becomes more and more labored. I can barely stay ahead of the mob now. I make the next corner and see the truck in the distance, so I'm going to make it. And then I feel hands grabbing, pulling, and shaking me. I try to raise my pistol, but there's nothing in my hands. The grip on my arms and shoulder is getting stronger, and there's a sound in my ears. I can't quite make it out. Daddy, wake up. I wake in a sweaty ball of blankets, Kleenex, and 2 long, worn warm-ups. That must have been some dream you were having, my wife remarks while flipping the channels between what not to wear and Chopped. Yeah, Daddy, says my youngest daughter, we were getting worried about you. Don't you think it's time you saw a doctor? Oh, yeah, interjects my wife. He's seeing the doctor 9:30 tomorrow. And she leans over and to me and threatens, and he may need an enema before then. Oh, God, I'm sick, and just let me die now.